All right, so I was able to take in that spot where I got that chip on the bottom of the stone. I don't know why it's been having such a hard time focusing on it lately. But I cleaned that up and then I reshaped it. Got it pretty close to symmetrical. And now I'm going to go back to the 280 grit. Also, while I was in there, I went ahead and cut my bevel around the bottom edge because when you set it, you don't want to put too much pressure on that and get a chip. If you have a sharp edge right there and you set it in the bezel setting, it's going to chip. Why is it not focusing? But you get the idea. You want to cut an angle this way, like the way my finger is on the bottom of your stone. That way when you put a bezel setting on it, you don't have a sharp edge. And when you put pressure on it to bend over the shoulder of your bezel cut, you're not putting pressure on that spot, which can make it chip and crack. So this is where I'm at now, and I'm about to move on to my 280 grit Nova and keep on going. So I've gone through and done the 280 grit. You'll see there's some what looks like pitting in the jade right here, but that's just something that's in the stone, like even pieces, the big pieces. Like on the shiniest spot, you can see some places where it's got that in it. Anyway, regardless of that, there's this little bit of edge right here. I think I might have to rub that down a little bit. But then again, this is a personal piece, so I might just leave it. I don't know. But here's what it looks like dry. And I wanted to show it to you dry because you can see the bezel edge better when it's dry. And that's this edge that I cut along the perimeter of the stone on the bottom to relieve pressure when it gets set into a bezel, so that when you fold the bezel over the shoulder, it doesn't crack that off. You don't want a sharp edge on the bottom of your stone. So just want to show you that real quick before I move on to the next grit. So as I was working around on the stone, I noticed that there was a couple gaps right at the very end of where the jade meets the labradorite, where the epoxy didn't fill. So I just gave it another coat of epoxy just to make sure I completely seal those seams. I'll tell you what though, it's so glossy, I'm half tempted to just leave it just like this and not even sand it, but yeah, I gotta wait for this epoxy to cure and then grind it all off and polish it all down. Thinking about getting a razor blade and cutting that off so I don't have extra grind work to do. But it sure looks nice right now.